Go on.
Today is the disappearance day of Srila Jiva Goswami. Srila Jiva Goswami is the son of Anupam, who is the brother of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. So Srila Jiva Goswami was bestowed so much mercy by his two elder uncles. He was the younger nephew of Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. So
There were only one uncle or anything else?
two uncles.
And they were also something else?
They never taught that knowledge in relation to their uncle.
No.
They were their guru.
Guru.
They used to tell their guru.
So Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami were the gurus of Srila Jiva Goswami. Srila Jiva Goswami studied in Benares, Srimad Bhagavatam, and then he came to Vrindavan, where he took shelter of Srila Rupa Goswami. And for many years he was assisting Srila Rupa Goswami in producing the literatures that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had instructed him to write. There's a story that one time when Srila Rupa Goswami was working on Srila Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and one very senior Vaishnava, Sri Balavaracharya, he came there, and Srila Rupa Goswami offered him to look at what he was writing. And Balavaracharya, he saw the script that Sri Rupa was working on, and he found some problem, he considered it not a mistake but a defect in the writing, and he discussed with Rupa Goswami about this. And Rupa Goswami very humbly agreed to alter the text. And then Sri Bhattacharya, he went to take his bath nearby in Jamuna. And at that time Jiva Goswami, he also went there. And he questioned Bhattacharya on how he could find some discrepancy in Sri Rupa Goswami's writings. And they had a very wonderful debate about the points that Sri Bhattacharya was noticing or was thinking that was defective. And Sri Jiva Goswami very shastrically defeated Sri Bhattacharya. And Bhattacharya went back to Sri Rupa Goswami and humbly begged his pardon and said that he had such an elevated disciple in Jiva Goswami, and that the defect that he pointed out was actually not a defect at all. And then when Jiva Goswami returned to Sri Rupa Goswami's kutir, Rupa Goswami was extremely angry that he should have questioned such an elevated Vaishnava. And he was so angry, in fact, with his young nephew, with his young disciple, that he told him to go from that place. He told him he was not qualified to stay with him, that he should leave. So Jiva Goswami, of course, was deeply smitten by this. So he left and he went to live in a crocodile hole near Nandagram. And he was crying very much. And after some period of time, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami's associate, was passing by there, and the local people told him about this young sadhu who was weeping so much in this cave. And Sanatana Goswami immediately went there and found Jiva Goswami, and he brought him back to Sri Rupa Goswami. But there are many lessons in this pastime that took place, that we should not question what the Guru is saying. Simultaneously, we should always defend what the Guru is also saying. So in actual fact, both Jiva Goswami, he did the right thing that he was supposed to do in defending his Guru, and Sri Rupa Goswami also correctly corrected him. So in both instances, both was the correct thing to do. So Sri Jiva Goswami, he, being so much younger than Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, he took all the granthas, the scriptures that Sanatana Goswami, Hari Bhakti Vilas, and Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vidagdha Madhava, Lalita Madhava, so many books that Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami had compiled, and he very carefully edited them. He published these books very nicely for Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. So he was spending so much of his time when Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami had departed from this world. Then he was the Mahant. He was carrying on the line of the Goswamis. He was carrying on the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He became the Acharya when his gurus left the planet. And he compiled all the literatures that were left. And he did so much literary work himself. He compiled these Sandarbhas. There are 6 Sandarbhas, a total commentary in incredible depth on Srimad Bhagavatam. There's Tattva Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, all these different delineations on Srimad Bhagavatam. So this was his most voluminous work. Plus he wrote extensively on so many topics concerned with Rasa Tattva and Gyan Tattva. And at that time, being the Mahant of Vrindavan, when Srila Narottam Das Thakur came as a young boy to Vrindavan, he had run away from home, Srila Narottam Das Thakur, and Srila Jiva Goswami, he gave him shelter at that time, and he introduced him to his guru, Sri Lokanath Goswami. So we see Jiva Goswami was so important in compiling and collecting all these scriptures of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. And also he was assisted by Gopal Bhatta Goswami at that time. And
okay. Radha Mohan Prabhu, come on. You should speak only Goswami.
मैं और नहीं बोल सकता, जितना मैं चाहता था
जो कह दिया वही को कह दीजिए. What he has said, you should speak the same. No. Try. What he is told, can you repeat?
जब शुरू करा तो मैं उधर नोटबुक लाने के लिए
पैखाना लग गया था?
नहीं, नोटबुक लाने से
बहुत अच्छा.
नहीं, मैं बाहर नहीं हमेशा सब.
तुमको ऐसे ही खड़ा करके 2 घंटा रख दूंगा. आज छोड़ देता हूँ. कल से तुमको 2 घंटा खड़ा कर दूंगा. जो नहीं सुनेगा, समय पर नहीं आएगा. कोई भी पाठ करे तुमको आना पड़ेगा. कोई भी, एक छोटा सा बच्चा चूड़िया भी पाठ करेगी तभी आएगा. ऐसा नहीं है, वो हम सब जानते हैं. जाओ बेटा, छोड़ दिया ना तो तुमको पीटेंगे भी. जाओ. और कौन करे? Where is Prabhu?
बनवारीलाल प्रभु.
Huh? He is managing. Oh, you are managing?
Yes, Swami.
Can you come?
To try and sit down.
बनवारीलाल प्रभु.
Come on. Can you speak on Jiva Goswami? Huh? Nothing? Then who will? तुम बोलो तो.
तथ्य तो इन्हीं के बारे में अधिक नहीं सुना.
तुमको पीट देंगे, अभी कान काट देंगे सबके सामने, सचमुच में. तुम उठ करके बाप, जो कुछ इतना हम तो 50 बार अभी तक बोले हैं. Have told so many times.
बस पढ़ नहीं रहते, जो इनका बोला है वो सही भी करते हैं.
डूब मरो तुम, डूब मरो. ऐसे मारेंगे अच्छी तरह से सबके सामने, गौर गोविंद जैसा लठिया देख. You can you? तुम आके तैयार होते हैं. तुम्हारे हरि कथा ते रुचि नहीं, हरि कथा में रुचि नहीं आता, तुम्हारे को डगमग कर देता है.
हिंदी बोलो, बांग्ला बोलो, वो बोलते हैं. बोले कि
बांग्ला में बोलो.
वो इधर पुराना होने सीनियर. अभी क्लास
सीनियर होने से वो कीर्तन. हाँ, ठीक है. आज থেকে শুরু বিষয়.
I am not qualified to speak, but Gurudev has ordered me. So whatever little I remember about Srila Jiva Goswami, I will try to share it with you. Already Nanagopal Prabhu, Nanakishore Prabhu has taught extensively about him. What I remember, Srila Gurudev often has delivered how the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been so much expertly handed down by the Goswami, the 6 Goswamis, especially Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. They established what is Raganuga Bhakti. Many of us have heard what is Raganuga Bhakti, the name, but what is it exactly? This has been clearly defined by Srila Rupa Goswami, and it has been more expertly presented by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Raganuga Bhakti is something which actually is the goal of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He came especially to give the path of Rag Marg. Prem Ras Niryas Korite Ashvadan, Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Korite Prakshanan. Parama Krishna Rasiseka Krishna Parama Karun Edui Heito Hoite Itshara Ukam. There are 2 main reasons why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. One is to taste the essence of the moods of Srimati Radhika. What is it that she experiences when she is so much attracted to Krishna? The second thing why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came is to give the path of Rag Marg. That is why he is called Parama Karun, most merciful. He is the most merciful incarnation, or non-different actually from Krishna, descends once in the day of Lord Brahma to give that most merciful thing, which is the path of Rag Marg Bhakti. Now Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, they very nicely presented what is Raganuga Bhakti. Sri Jiva Goswami, he expertly compiled, we may say, if Rag Marg or the path of Raganuga Bhakti is like a very strong and beautiful current, like a river, in order that it wouldn't get spoiled anywhere, Srila Jiva Goswami protected that river with all his literature, especially with the Sandarbhas. Another thing which Nanda Kishore Prabhu touched briefly is that Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Prabhu and Srinivasacharya, they all came to Vrindavan to study under Srila Jiva Goswami. They learned everything from Srila Jiva Goswami. He was their Shiksha Guru, Bhajan Shiksha Guru, everything he gave them. From this history, this event, we can understand that most important in the disciple and guru relationship is to hear from Gurudev, to hear his instructions, to hear his Harikatha, and to practice our bhajan under the guidance of our Gurudev. That is the meaning of the relationship between disciple and guru. After they were so qualified, then still they had not taken initiation, formal initiation. Sometimes we think, oh, I should take initiation, then everything will be alright. I will quickly make advancements. Then we take initiation from Gurudev, and after 2 weeks we think, oh, nothing happened. Maybe I should take more mantras from Gurudev. Now I will ask him Diksha mantra, or I will ask him Gaur mantra, so that I can advance quickly. But understanding what really Diksha is, we have to study the life of our previous acharyas. And in the history, in this example of Srila Jiva Goswami, giving all his shiksha, all his heart to these three wonderful acharyas in our line, shows us that this is the real meaning of Diksha. Then he told, Jiva Goswami told his disciple Narottam Das Thakur, they wanted to take Diksha, and he said, you go to Lokanath Goswami, and you become his disciple, you take Diksha from him. So this example is a very wonderful proof that what is the real meaning between disciple and Gurudev. Although we may have Diksha Guru, so qualified, but unless we take sincerely all his instructions and we become very eager and inspired to know what is bhajan, how to do bhajan, what is sadhan, what are the teachings of our Goswamis, why Srila Jiva Goswami has come, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, all our acharyas, what is so special, what they have brought. And then we see that by hearing these wonderful explanations in the proper way, in the proper association, our faith and our desire to serve Sri Guru and Vaishnavas will increase daily.
Vrindavan Vilasini will speak something. From there you can.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, I'm requesting you. Why you are keeping everything in your heart? You should try to present something.
There's not so much more that I know about Jiva Goswami, except that with his dear disciples of Srinivasacharya, Narottam Das Thakur, and Shyamananda Prabhu, he inspired them and ordered them to take the Goswami's literatures from Vrindavan and take them to Bengal and to Orissa and to different places. So we actually are very, very grateful to Jiva Goswami for sending out the first Sankirtan party, you might say, the first book distribution, so that the whole world eventually would get the writings of the Goswamis. So we're very grateful.
Cheating. You are cheating us.
We want to hear from you.
Naveen Krishna Brahmachari. They should come and speak.
ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया जनाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। शङ्खापूर्वकनामगानमतिभिः कालावसानीकृतो निद्राहारविहारकादिविदितो चक्तन्तदिनौ च यो राधाकृष्णगुणस्मृते मधुरिवानन्देन सम्मोहितौ वन्देऽनुपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ सुजीवगोपालकौ। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So today is disappearance day of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad. Srila Gurudev ordered me discuss something about Jiva Goswami Pad, his teachings and his literature, etc. So, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, if we want to know Jiva Goswami Pad, we have to go through his literature. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad wrote so many books. Among so many books, is most valuable is short Sandarbha. Before Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami made it in condensed form. After that, Srila Jiva Goswami presented it with commentary and as a sequence. The 6 Sandarbhas are Tattva Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha, Krishna Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, Iti Sandarbha. Among these 6, first four Sandarbhas are about to relationship. That means Sambandha Gyan Tattva Mulak. Bhakti Sandarbha is for Avidya Tattva and Priti Sandarbha for Prayan Tattva. In Tattva, first Sandarbha is Tattva Sandarbha. He explained here about Pramanas, that 10 Pramans means proofs to know the spiritual truth. Among these, Pratyaksha, Paroksha, Anuman, Aitijya, Sabda, etc. Among these Sabda Pramanam, Mula Pramanam, the transcendental sound, then Sabda Praman is best Praman among all those Pramanas. Why Pratyaksha or Anuman is not valid here? Because our senses are not quite perfect. Suppose you are suffering for jaundice disease and it is extremely go up. Then if you are infected by jaundice disease, everything you can see yellow, or everything will taste bitter taste. It not means that everything is bitter in this world and everything is yellow color. So Pratyaksha Praman is not Praman. Another example Jiva Goswami has given in his Sandarbha. And if too much cold, that means in winter season, if you passing through anywhere, if there is pond from far away, you can see the smoke is coming. You are inferencing that is Anuman Praman, why not? Valid here for spiritual truth. That Anuman is inferencing that smoke is there. When you go nearer, you can see there is no smoke at all. Seeing that vapor, you are thinking smoke and fire must be there. Because Jiva Goswami Pad and other philosophers explained, Jatra Jatra Vanni Tatra Tatra Dhuma. If there is fire, if there is smoke, fire must be there. And if you are seeing this is smoke, then fire must be there. You are feeling too much cold, you want to get some heat. And as soon as you arrive there, you can see that there is no fire at all, you could not get any heat, there is a lake. Due to winter, that vapor is coming. So inference proof is also not valid. So one after another, like Oitijya Praman, which you accept from history. Who wrote history at that time? His sense also not perfect. So he bound to write something wrong. So it is also valid for spiritual truth. Why Sabda Pramanam, Mula Pramanam? Jiva Goswami is explaining here that Sabda Praman means all scriptures like Veda, Srimad Bhagavatam, etc. It's come from our spiritual hierarchy. That means Guru Parampara. At first, our Adi Guru, that means first Guru Brahma, get all transcendental knowledge from Krishna directly. After that, from Brahma, up to date, we are hearing from our Guru Vargas. So this soundproof, Sabda Praman is valid here. Now, Srila Jiva Goswami explained about Praman in his Tattva Sandarbha. And Srila Jiva Goswami cuts all Mayavad philosophy, monism philosophy. According to Shankaracharya philosophy, Brahma Sattva, Jagan Mitha, Jiva Brahmaiva Naparam. Brahma is true and this all is false, and there is no difference between soul and super soul. So Jiva Goswami is asking that Brahma Sattva Jagad Mitha. So Brahma means Bringhati Cha, who is great, so big, and who can make another also so great. It's called Brahma. So Brahma is biggest in this universe. No one is equal to Brahma. Because according to scripture we have seen Natasya Karjam Karanancha Vidyate Natat Samasya Vadikasya Drishyate Parasya Shaktiri Vividhaiva Sriyate Savabhiki Gyanabalakriyacha. No one is equal to him. What to say about more than him? So here Brahma, who is greatest, who is biggest. So Jiva is asking here that Brahma is inside this universe, or universe is inside Brahma. Many monists reply that universe is inside Brahma. Or if they reply Brahma is inside universe, then automatically their logic will be cut down. How? So if universe is inside Brahma, then Brahma Sattva, which will be inside Brahma, it must be true. Brahma Sattva means Brahma true. If world will be inside Brahma, then it must be true. If they reply, no, Brahma is inside universe, then they are telling Jagat Mitha, the universe is false, then Brahma must be false. Then if they go this side, yet their argument will be false. If they go another side, yet their argument will be false. So Jiva Goswami cutted their all arguments, all philosophy very easily. Now we are coming is Bhakti Sandarbha Vida Tattva. In Bhakti Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami after discussing so many tattvas, Jiva Goswami was explaining in his Bhakti Sandarbha that if you have no taste for Harikatha, especially you have no taste to hearing a Lila Katha of Krishna, then we have to suffer two ways. Then Jiva Goswami is putting here about 3-4 examples. Just like someone is protecting one cow. What is the purpose? He wants to get milk. But if that cow has no calf, what will happen? Then he could not get any milk. So your desire to get milk, the desire will not be fulfilled, so you have to suffer. Another thing, that you have to protect that cow, so you have to suffer in two ways. After that, Jiva Goswami putting another example. If you have any disobedient son, then you have to suffer two ways. Son means, according to Sanskrit, putra. Putra means punnama naraka trayate ya sa putra. There is so many type of hell, hellish planet. So if father or if parents they not do any good activity, they bound to go hellish planet. If there is sun, he makes some Shraddha ceremony and he will give some pinda. By that, they can remove from that hellish planet. So putra means punnama narakatrayate iya saputra. So he is disobedient son. So if you nourish any disobedient son, you have to suffer two ways. Because son must be carry out father's order or mother's order, but he is disobedient, he is not obey, he is not care for order of parents. So you have so many pain in your heart that my son, I am protecting, nourishing him, but he is not care for me. Then you are suffering one way. Another way, after your departure, that he will give Shraddha ceremony, will do, there is no certainty. So you have to suffer another way. So Jiva Goswami is giving so many examples. In Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami explain about Guru Tattva. Who is Guru? Guru must be realized soul and must be expert in all scriptures. Any kind of question, any kind of doubt of his disciple, he can remove immediate. So if he is expert in scriptures, but he is not realized soul, then Srila Jiva Goswami is telling, Jhadhanumiva rakshata. That means, without cup you protect any cow, then you could not get milk. Similarly, even a scholar, but he has not realized soul, he is not qualified for a guru, bona fide guru. Now Jiva Goswami is explaining about Kanishta Vaishnava, Madhyam Vaishnava, Uttam Vaishnava. Explaining all these things is telling that Uttam Vaishnava also three types: Murchit Kasai, Nirdhut Kasai, Prapta Parsad, Bhagavad Deha. So Jiva Goswami is giving example here about Murchit Kasai. That means there is some Kasai, means there is some little fault but latent position. When Narad Rishi took darshan of Bhagavan, after that he want to be in forest and want to do bhajan being in forest. He has some desires, I shall stay in forest, I shall do in Satyavas. So when we shall advance, we have to be surrender ourselves completely. Which our Guru and Vaishnava or God wants, we shall do this. But Narad Rishi here want by himself to live in forest. So it is called Murchit Kasai, there is some keen desire. Nirdhut Kasai, there is no fault at all. Like Sukdev Goswami Pad, everything washed out. After that, when Narad Rishi became associate of God, then he is wandering anywhere else, any Vaikuntha planet, in this planet, anywhere he can go. So here he can go anywhere. When whoever associate body, he can go anywhere. Like Bhagavan, whenever you want, Bhagavan can incarn, Bhagavan can descend any planet. Similarly, who got associate body, he can go anywhere else, any planet, wherever he likes. So it is called Bhagavat Parsad, Prapta Bhagavat Parsad Deha. Now we are coming Priti Sandarbha. In this material world, we have too much attachment for our body. Who is related with the body, we have so much affection for this. So Jiva Goswami is explaining in Priti Sandarbha that বিষয়ে যে প্রীতি এবে আছে আমার সেই মতো প্রীতি হোক চরণে তোমার. So Jiva Goswami explain one শ্লোক in প্রীতি সন্দর্ভ. বিশেষণ পায়নি যা প্রীতি অবিবেকী নাম বিশেষণ পায়নি. Just like this aviveki, that an ignorant person, they have so much affection or attraction for their body and bodily matter. So we have to be such kind of affection. That means we have so much attraction for that thing, we have to transfer our attraction for God, for Bhagavan. Then Bhagavan will bestow his mercy and he will be controlled by such kind of devotee. So Srila Jiva Goswami explain all these things because then none can make any calamity, any bad thing in this idea of, in this concept, Vaishnava conception. Just like Vajranath will give you example, if there is a river, if any bad water comes from other side, then it will be dirty. So, like our bhakti dhara, it is like current, it is flowing so strongly. If any other conception come and mix with this current, then this will be amalgamated with bad conception. So, Jiva Samipad, concrete is two sides with these short sandarbhas, that any bad idea, any bad conception must not be amalgamated with this bhakti current. And Jiva another kriti is Gopal Champu. If you go through Gopal Champu, sometimes look like that Jiva Sampada is preaching Sakyavad. So in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Jaiva Dharma, Vijay Kumar is asking to his Gurudev, "Oh Gurudev, why Jiva Sampada preach everywhere in his books Sakyavad?" Then Srila Guru Goswami is replying, "No, Jiva Goswami is eternal associate of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. He is best preacher of Raganuga Pad, Ragamarga. Externally look like Sakyavad. Why so?" Then Vijay Kumar is asking, "Why so?" Jiva Goswami saw everything in his vision. Then in the future, maybe bad conception come and mix with this. So he wrote in his Sandarbhas, "Sechaya likhitam kinchit, kinchit likhitam parechaya." Something I am writing by myself, that means Raganuga Marga, and parecha means I am writing something which is not qualified for them. Now Jiva Goswami is explained like this way. So Jiva Goswami is disciple of Rupa Goswami. So he could not preach against Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. So Rupa Goswami Pad's idea and Srila Jiva Goswami Pad's idea is same. Srila Gurudev given so many times one example about Dambandhan Leela, when Jasodama tightened Krishna with grinder mortar. After that, Mother Jasoda went away for household work because time had been passed. So she bound to cook, she has to chant yogurt again. Then all boys came, Krishna's friend. When Mother Jasoda went away, they are laughing too much. "Oh Kanaya, today is very good, Mother has given you very good lesson. Every day you still here and there. Now, Mother Jasoda has given you a good lesson." And Krishna also laughing and all boys are laughing. Krishna is telling, we shall play, we shall go out. Then Krishna is pulling the grinder mortar and boys are pushing that mortar. When they came, the courtyard of Nanda Baba, there is two Arjun tree. Then Krishna remember one thing. What thing? Sattavidhatum niyabhitta bhasitam. Jamalarjun, they are son of Kuber. Kuber means predominating deity of wealth. Their name was Nalkubar and Manigriv. So some other Narad Rishi cursed them. So they became tree. Now Krishna remember, "Oh, my devotee Narad Rishi cursed them and benedict them also, that Krishna will come in Dapar Yuga and he will rescue you. So I have to fulfill my bhakta's desire." So he came. The boys are pushing and he is pulling. The twin tree was like this way. Their root was in one and their trunk and branches was like this. So when Krishna come through, their garden was stuck on that twin tree. And Krishna is pulled so strongly that again,
Krishna is meaning? What is
Krishna is
meaning?
pulling.
Krishna is pulling. He was pulling.
Krishna was pulling so strongly.
He what? Go on.
That twins tree fall down with a tremendous sound. Whoever heard, yes, from where sound is coming? Hearing the sound everywhere went through that sound. Nanda Baba came and untied that Krishna's robe and asking, who tied you? Krishna is sobbing. He don't want to say anything. When Nanda was asking again and again, then he replied very softly, Mother. Nanda Baba gave him some laddu. Yet Krishna is sobbing. After that, Nanda Baba went to bathing place of Jamuna and he gave bath to Krishna and he took bath himself and came back with Baladev and Krishna. All mothers of Braj, they are thinking that if Krishna will not come to Jasoda's lap, then Jasoda may die. So, wife of Upananda is Tungi, her name was Tungi. He asking, will not come? No. To whom you will play? With my father and Daubhaiya. I will sleep with my father. Will not go? No. Then Rohini mother Rohini is telling, if your mother will, that means you die. Then Krishna could not check himself. He spread his arms. Maya he began to weep bitterly. Then Rohini Devi took Krishna and kept on Mother Jasoda's lap. Hearing this Leela from Guru's mouth, our Paramdar also could not check himself. So Jiva Saipad explained these pastimes in his Gopal Champu. And so Jiva Saipad composed one Sanskrit grammar. It is called Harinamamrita Vyakaran. As before Jiva Goswami, there are Panini, so many grammar book is available. But no one explained according to Jiva Goswami Pad. Jiva Goswami Pad explained all condensed form according to Bhagavad Tattva. Is all condensed form. Srila Jiva Goswami explained himself. Everywhere is the name of Vishnu, Krishna, Madhav, Govinda, like this way. So Jiva Goswami, another book also, Madhav Mahotsav, and so many books are there. He comments so many commentary in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vaishnava Tosani Tika, Sadhana Goswami, Brihad Vaishnava Tosani, his Laghu Vaishnava Tosani, and Kram Sandarbha Tika, and he commentary also for Ujjal, he comment also for made one commentary for Ujjal Nilmani, Lochan Lochani Tika, and Bhakti Sindhu. So many he did in his life. So if anyone want to enter in Krishna pastime, they have to know at first about Siddhanta. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Prabhupada told, Siddhanta boliya chitte na karo alas, ja hoite Krishna lage sudhira manas. If you want to fix your mind in the lotus feet of Krishna, then you have to know at first all Siddhanta. Otherwise, your mind will not be fixed. So, Jiva Goswami Pad, in one hand he explained so many Siddhanta, and other hand Krishna's very sweet pastime. So, with our own effort, we could not enter there. So we pray Vaishnavas and lotus feet of Guru Pad Padma, and I pray to you all, please bestow your mercy. Then under the guidance of Guru Pad Padma, I can understand Jiva Goswami's theory, and I can serve Hari Guru Goswami eternally. Vancha kalpataru bhascha kripa sindhu bhaya bhaja kalitanam pavanam.
Prem Prayojan. What Namin told, you should note down all the points and tell me what Namin told. One by one, all points. In brief.
I should repeat what Naveen Krishna said.
No, you should tell yourself what you know.
Makaratmirandasya Gyanandanashlaka Chakshuramiritandena Tasmai Shri Gurave.
Don't do. No?
Srila Jiva Goswami Pad has been glorified by Srinivasacharya. Nana Shastra Vicharana Kanipuno Sadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakayano Tuguvane Manyo Shanyakaro Radha Krishna Padara Vinda Bhajananandena Mata Liko Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghuviro Shri Jiva Gopalako. Nana Shastra Vicharana Kanipuno. The Goswamis, they were so expert in analyzing all of the Vedic scriptures in order to establish the Sanatana Dharma and Bhakti and especially Prema Dharma, the Jaiva Dharma, the religion of the soul, to engage in the loving service of Shri Shri Radha Krishna Yuga. So, Srila Jiva Goswami, he was the son of Anupam. And when Srila Rupa Goswami, he left his home, then at that time he had so much wealth. He was a very wealthy person. So half of that wealth he distributed to Brahmanas, Vaishnava Brahmanas, and who were qualified. And half he kept for an emergency which was used, it was kept with the shopkeeper, and it was used to help Sanatana Goswami bribe his jailkeeper and escape from jail. And the other quarter of his wealth was given to his family. So why did he give this wealth to his family? Because at that time, Srila Jiva Goswami was a small baby, and he gave this money so that Srila Jiva Goswami could get a very good education. So Srila Jiva Goswami received very good education, and he became the only initiated disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami, he gave Diksha to only one personality, that was Srila Jiva Goswami. Yet, very prominent in the line of Srila Jiva Goswami are his three prominent disciples, Shyamananda Prabhu, Srinivasacharya, and Narottam Das Thakur. These are his very intimate disciples, yet he has not given them Diksha according to the Panchakrit process. The Shyamananda Pandit, his Diksha Guru was Hriday Chaitanya, and Srinivasacharya, his Diksha Guru was Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Narottam Das Thakur, his Diksha Guru was Lokanath Goswami. Yet their primary relationship was with Srila Jiva Goswami, because he was their Bhajan Shiksha Guru. So they are considered to be in the Parampara of Srila Jiva Goswami. This is called Bhagavat Parampara. It is based not on the giving of mantra, but rather it is based on proficiency in bhajan. Srila Jiva Goswami was not only learned in all siddhants, but he was very Rasik Vaishnava. And we know from our acharyas that he is no ordinary personality, but very dear, intimate maidservant of Srimati Radhika. Sri Vilas Manjari descended into this world and performed pastimes as Srila Jiva Goswami. And therefore he was able to write such exalted scriptures and descriptions of Krishna Lila, such as we've just heard from Sriman Naveen Krishna Prabhu, from Sri Gopal Champu. So Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, from his very young age, he was so brilliant. And I would like to describe something of some of the details of the pastime already described by Sriman Nanda Kishore Prabhu. When Vallabhacharya came to Vrindavan and met with Srila Jiva Goswami. Srila Vallabhacharya was at that time very great, respected and senior to other Vaishnavas. And at that time Srila Rupa Goswami was writing and his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And in this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu he has written a verse, Bhukti Mukti Spriya Javat Pisati Ridivartate, that the desire for bhukti and the desire for mukti, that means the desire for sense enjoyment and the desire for liberation, are like witches. While those desires are there, then bhakti will never enter the heart. This is the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Taramadde mukti vancha kaitava pradhan jana hoite bhakti devi hoi antadhyan. That of all types of cheating, the desire for liberation is a supreme type of cheating. Why? Because it is directly opposed to the eternal intrinsic swarup, the nature of the jiva, which is to Jivara Swarupai Krishna and Nityadas. So, if anyone has the desire for liberation, then Bhakti Devi immediately flies from that person and disappears. So, Srila Rupa Goswami had written this. When Vallabhacharya approached him, he asked, "Oh, what are you writing? Can I see?" And upon seeing what Srila Rupa Goswami had written, he didn't say anything, but he just said, "Oh, can you give this to me for proofreading? He offered to proofread it. And Rupa Goswami, he was so happy, "Yes, you can proofread it." Then Sri Vallabhacharya, he went to the Yamuna to take bath. Upon seeing this, Srila Jiva Goswami could understand the heart of Vallabhacharya, that he had seen something which he thought was incongruous with the Siddhant. So, on some pretext, Srila Jiva Goswami took permission from Rupa Goswami and went to the Jamuna. So, Srila Jiva Goswami then questioned Sri Vallabhacharya. You have said that you want to proofread the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami. He is perfect personality, all of his words are perfect. This is the speciality of the writing of Rupa Goswami. The writings of Rupa Goswami are not any theory, but he has first realized everything and practiced everything himself, and then he has written. So, knowing this, Srila Jiva Goswami said, "Have you seen that there was any fault there?" Sri Vallabhacharya said, "You should know that yogis and also many great personalities, they perform austerities for thousands of years to get the mercy of Mukti Devi, the goddess of liberation. Therefore, to call Mukti Devi a witch, this is quite inappropriate." So Srila Jiva Goswami, he described that, "My dear sir, my Gurudev has not written that Mukti Devi is a witch, but Bhukti Mukti Spriha, the desire for Mukti, is like a witch, which haunts the heart." Upon hearing this, then Sri Vallabhacharya was speechless. And when he returned to the company of Srila Rupa Goswami, then he commented that, "Oh, you have such a learned and qualified and brilliant young disciple." Even he was not disturbed. He is a pure devotee. He was not disturbed, and genuinely he glorified Srila Jiva Goswami in the presence of Srila Rupa Goswami. But Srila Rupa Goswami could understand that Srila Jiva Goswami had shown his erudition and his skill and the quality of his vast learning in the presence of a superior. So in spiritual life, to make a show of one's learning in the presence of one's superiors is very, very bad. This is quite offensive. So Srila Rupa Goswami, later meeting with Srila Jiva Goswami, he told him that you are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan. Anyone who takes pleasure in humiliating others or takes pleasure in asserting their own self-worth is not fit to reside in Vrindavan. Therefore you should leave. So Srila Jiva Goswami, the words of his Guru struck him like a thunderbolt. yet he could not disobey them. So he went to the outskirts of Vrindavan, and there he lay down in a cave. And day and night he was crying, Ha Rupa, Ha Gurudev, oh my Prabhu, and crying without giving up eating, giving up sleeping. So here we find the epitome of the bona fide disciple. Shri Guru Charani Rati Aise Uttamagati. The highest goal is to have the sublime, incessant rati, deep attachment for the lotus feet of Sri Guru. When at the time of the Raslila, then we see, when Uddhav came to Vrindavan, then he had a conversation with the gopis. And in this conversation, the gopis described what is the meaning of Hetu Prem and Ahetu Prem. Love which has cause and love which is without a cause. So there are many examples of the Hetu Prem, love which has a cause. For example, the bird will live in a tree, or the deer will live in the forest, or the bumblebee has a relationship with a flower, or a prostitute has a relationship with her client, or a student has a relationship with the teacher. But these relationships, they're all hetu. They all have a cause. And because there's a cause for this relationship, therefore, when that cause disappears, then the relationship also disappears. The love which has a cause is what at some point in time will be broken. So when the bee has drunk the honey from the flower and there's no more honey in the flower, then he will leave the flower. The bird will be attracted and have a relationship with the tree. But if the tree catches fire, then the bird will leave. The deer has a relationship with the forest. But if the forest is destroyed and becomes black and dry by a forest fire, then the deer will have no relationship with the forest fire. The prostitute will have an affection for her client, but when his money runs out, she will kick him. And the student will have a relationship with the teacher. But when his education is complete, then he will give up the teacher. So that love which has any cause will one day be broken. But that love which is causeless, which has no cause, will never be broken. So, in the same way, the love of the Satshishya for the Sadguru, it has no cause. It is pure and unconditional love. So it can never be broken. So even though Srila Rupa Goswami, he spoke very, very harsh words to Jiva Goswami. And even though Jiva Goswami was right, he was correct to maintain the prestige of his spiritual master in the face of one who had found some fault in his writings. So Jiva Goswami was not at fault. So even though he wasn't at fault and he was sent away by Rupa Goswami, still his love for his Gurudev was not diminished, but rather it increased more and more. And he was lying in the cave crying, Ha Gurudev, over and over again, giving up all eating and sleeping, and he was prepared to die and give up his life. When Srila Sanatana Goswami came to hear that Jiva Goswami was living like this in a cave, then he went to Srila Rupa Goswami and he said, "Oh Rupa, it appears that you have forgotten the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." So Srila Rupa Goswami said, "How is that?" So then he told him, "You should remember the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." So then Srila Rupa Goswami, he began to remember the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one by one. And when he came to the teaching, Jiva Doya, one should be merciful to the Jivas, one should show mercy on the living souls, then he realized, Jiva Doya, I should show my mercy not on the Jiva but on Jiva Goswami, like this. And then his heart melted and he sent for Jiva Goswami, and Srila Jiva Goswami and his beloved Gurudev, they were very ecstatically reunited. So from this we can see what is the quality, what is the heart, what is the deep attachment within the heart of the Satshishya for his Gurudev. And therefore he was completely empowered by Srila Rupa Goswami to compile such wonderful shastras such as the Sandarbhas, in which he has defined, given so many definitions in such a way that no one can ever find any loop or hole in the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In his Tattva Sandarbha, as Sriman Naveen Krishna has already described, he has spoken about Praman Tattva. If we want to get knowledge of the truth, then from where will we attain this knowledge? what is actually reliable. And then having established that the really reliable authority is Shabda Praman. In other words, the transcendental sound which is embodied in the Shastra, coming in Parampara. Then he goes on to establish something more, a further teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What teaching is that? Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumato Mahan. That the topmost Praman, the highest evidence, is the evidence of Srimad Bhagavatam. He has described that Shabda Praman is the best. But there are so many types of Shabda Praman. All Veda, Upanishad, Puranas, Vedanta, and so many things have been given by Srila Vyasadeva. But if we examine all of them, then we will see that in the Vedas there is the Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, and in the Puranas there are Puranas which are Sattvic, for those in Sattvagun, Rajagun and Tamagun. So it is not that in every Shastra the ultimate conclusion has been given. But having compiled all the Vedic literatures, then Swami Bhagavan himself appeared in this world as Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas. And in his maturity, when he was under the guidance of his Gurudev, Nard Muni, he has compiled the ultimate Praman, and that is Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Jiva Goswami has established very methodically and systematically and irrefutably the conclusion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. That the Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme evidence and supreme scriptural authority. Srila Jiva Goswami, in his Bhakti Sandarbha, he has described very important things for the sadhak. What is that? In sadhana, in bhakti, then the first thing is Shri Guru Pada Shraya. One must take shelter of a bona fide Guru. So Srila Jiva Goswami has explained what is bona fide Guru. In Srimad Bhagavatam is written Tasmad Gurun Papadyeta Jigyashu Swayam Uttamam Shabdai Paritanishnatam Brahmanu Pashamasrayam. That who is bona fide Guru? The bona fide Guru, he has if one wants to know what is the absolute truth, if one is interested in the ultimate benefit of his life, then he must surrender at the lotus feet of a bona fide Guru. But who is a bona fide Guru? The Sadguru, he has three qualities. Shabde Parita Nishnatam Brahmanu Pashamasrayam. Of these three qualities, two of the qualities are the Swarup Lakshana, the inherent characteristic of the Guru, and the another quality is the Tatastha Lakshana, the external characteristic of the Guru. That is that Brahmanu Pashamasrayam, he is completely detached from the material sense gratification. But there are other personalities practicing yoga and gyan. They also manifest some detachment. So what is actually the symptom of the bona fide Guru? Shabda Parecha Nishnatam. So in his commentary, Srila Jiva Goswami, he wrote, Shabde Brahmani Veda Tatparayena Vicharena Nishnatam. That, what is the meaning of the word Shabde? That he knows all of the conclusions and can establish all of the conclusions of the Veda by deliberation. And he has the power to convince others of those conclusions. And then, Shabde Pare Nishnatam. What is Pare? Srila Jiva Goswami wrote, Pare Brahmani Bhagavat Rupa Avibar Vestu Aparokshanu Bhavena. That the Sadguru, he has realization of Bhagavan. He is Tattvadarshi. He is the seer of the truth. He has had the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Sadguru. So this verse was written in Srimad Bhagavatam thousands of years before by Srila Vyasadeva. And Srila Jiva Goswami has commented on this, explaining the true meaning of this verse. But since the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the qualification of the Sadguru is even higher than this. What is that? Nikunja yuno ratikali siddhai yaya liberio tera takshaniya tatta reduction atibala bhasya vande guru Sri Charanaravindam. The Sadguru is very, very dear to Sri Sri Radha and Krishna because he is so expert in assisting them in making tasteful arrangements for the loving affairs of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna within the kunjas of Vrindavan. So Srila Jiva Goswami, in his Bhakti Sandarbha, he has also explained what is Diksha. Because in this world we see many types of diksha, such as the Upanayan ceremony given to boys when they come of some slight maturity, then they will accept some diksha from their Kula Guru. This type of initiation, this is not the Daiksha Janma, birth by Vaishnav initiation. The birth by Vaishnava initiation has been described by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Bhakti Sandarbha. Divyam Jnanam Itodadya Kuryat Papasa Sangsayam Tasmat Diksheti Saprokta Deshikais Tatvako Viday. That Diksha is a process. It is the process whereby Divyam Jnanam Itodadya, the Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge, is imparted to the disciple, and Kuryat Papa Sasangsayam, that all the pap, all the sinful reactions, and the cause of sinful actions, which is avidya, ignorance of one's identity, this is all taken away. So furthermore, Srila Jiva Goswami, he has explained what is Divyam Jnanam, because many people, especially today, will see what is the meaning of transcendental knowledge. They will tell you, the meaning of transcendental knowledge, Divya Gyan. The Guru, he gives you Divya Gyan. What is that? He tells you, you are not the body. You are in the cycle of birth and death. You will have to undergo reincarnation in this world. There are 3 modes of material nature, and Krishna is above these, and you are his servant. Like this, this is the Divya Gyan. But what does Srila Jiva Goswami say? He gives a definition. Divyam Jnanam Hyatramanta Shrimati Bhagavat Sarup Jnanatena Bhagavat Sambandha Vishesh Jnanam Cha. That the Guru gives Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. What is that transcendental knowledge? It is the knowledge of the Swarup of Bhagavan, given in form of the mantra. And along with that, Bhagavat Sarup Jnan Tena, Bhagavat Sambandha Vishesh Jnanam Cha. And by Diksha, the Guru, he gives one the transcendental knowledge of one's own specific, eternal relationship with the Shri Radha Krishna Yuga. This is Divya Gyan. So this is
Vishesh. What is the meaning of Vishesh?
Bhagavat Sambandha Vishesh Jnanam Cha. Bhagavat Sambandha means the relationship with Bhagavan. And Vishesh means particular. One's special, particular relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
What is that? What is that particular relation?
So, in the general sense, every jiva is related to Krishna. How? Jivera Swarupai Krishnera Nityadas. We're all the eternal servants of Krishna. Yet, this is the general information. But the specific information is what is my eternal service, the mood of my service, and all of the transcendental qualities which are there in the latent position within the swarup of the jiva. So the jiva, the general sadhak,
there must be in all jivas. They have a special kind of relation with Krishna. Some they are related to friendship. Some they have a relation like Krishna is my son, that is Vasalyamu. And some are related with Krishna like Krishna is my beloved. So all the jivas have their own swarup. By constitution, it is covered. Guru knows this relation. What is the relation between Krishna and Jeev, the special Jeev? And then he, by mantra, he gives this special relation to that. So this is Vishesh Sambandha.
So, in this way, Srila Jiva Goswami has given such essential knowledge for the benefit of everyone in this world.
Now it is 8. Very good. What Jiva Goswami was right, that he cutted the argument of Vallabhacharya, no? And he defended his Gurudev. But what about Rupa Goswami? He was right or wrong?
He was right.
Why? If Jiva Goswami was right, then he must be wrong. Huh? How he was right?
Because he is Guru, he has the adhikar that he can give the.
Oh, this is not argument. This is not yukti.
Rupa Goswami's Guru, he is like Trinadapi Sunichana Tararupi Sunisnana Omanina Manodena. He want to respect everyone. But Jiva Goswami Pad, he could not tolerate.
This is not also logic.
Became a Guru.
This is not also logic.
He wanted to increase the love of Srila Jiva Goswami by putting him in separation.
No. Rupa Goswami can respect Vallabhacharya. And he wanted to respect him. So in front of him, his disciple Jiva Goswami is disrespecting him. Oh, this is wrong. That Vallabhacharya may think that, oh, Rupa Goswami is not disrespecting me. Actually, Rupa Goswami is this.
Through him.
So it comes on Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami was giving respect to Vallabhacharya by giving punishment to Jiva Goswami. He is right to this point. But Jiva Goswami is right that any disciple should not bear anything against his Gurudev. So Jiva Goswami was also right. And also Rupa Goswami was right. He wanted to respect Vallabhacharya. No? So he was doing so. So both were right. Where Jiva Goswami went after, Rupa Goswami told that you should go from here. Where?
Bhaigaon.
Nandaghat.
Nandaghat.
Actually, Jiva Goswami is like a brilliant star or
Intellectual giant.
in our disciplic line. He is the greatest Acharya in our Brahma, Madhva, Gauriya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. His designation is not that he is son of Anupam, but he is disciple of Rupa Goswami. Don't tell this. If you are explaining so much, then you can tell. But we can tell that, oh, Jiva Goswami is disciple of Srila Rupa Goswami. This is his glory, glorification. Otherwise, no. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur is son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. This is not glorification of Srila Prabhupada. He is disciple of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and also Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Really he is the disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But in line we tell like this that he is disciple of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was his Bhagavat Parampara Guru, Bhagavat Guru, Shaman Guru, Bhajan Guru, everything. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was Mantra Guru, like Diksha Guru. So sometimes Bhagavat Parampara Guru, Bhajan Guru is more superior. And if Diksha Guru is also Bhajan Guru, then he is so much high. So, Jiva Goswami is a very brilliant and very scholar, Acharya in Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava, Sampradaya. He was the baby child when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami met in Kanai Natshala in the way of Vrindavan. At that time, Jiva Goswami was a baby, and Rupa Sanatana brought that baby and gave it to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He touched like a very little baby. But Jiva Goswami never reminded this that so vividly. He has a very vague idea that he has touched the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He told that how Rupa Goswami managed his study. He gave so much money to the house that they should help Jiva Goswami study. So in boyhood, he became very big scholar in Sanskrit and Bengali, also in Urdu and Arabic Farsi. He was unparalleled, learned person in Sanskrit, especially in grammar. When he became about 12 or 16 is it, then he left his home and came to Navadvip. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left this world. Sachi Maiya was there, and Vishnu Priya was there. Nityananda Prabhu was there. But all weeping for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiva Goswami came there, and Sri Nityananda Prabhu kept his feet on the head of Jiva Goswami. And he inspired everything in the heart of Jiva Goswami. All tattva, everything. Then he began to cry for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiva Goswami told, "Come with me and I will take you to parikrama of 16 crosses of Navadvip Mandal." And he took him with him, and he took him in 9 islands of Navadvip: Antardvip, Simandvip, Godrumdvip, Madhvadvip, Koldvip, Ritudvip, Janudvip, Modrumdvip, and Rutudvip. He especially showed him Mayapur, Jogpeet, and then he told that I want to be here in your lotus feet. But Nityananda Prabhu told that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told that I am giving you all, Rupa Goswami and all your family, to Vrindavan. So you should go to Vrindavan. to Rupa and Srila Sanatana Goswami. And he told that in the way you will go to Varanasi. And there you shall learn so many things. Vedanta Darshan and all the explanations of Shankar, Madhva, Vishnu Swami, Nimbadik, Sri Ramanujacharya. And then you should go to Vrindavan. So he went to Kashi, and there was a disciple of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. His name was Madhusudan Vidyavachaspati. He had learnt everything and studied all Vedanta from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. What Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's Madhusudan Vidyavachaspati taught him everything. And when he was the expert in all these things, he went to Vrindavan, to Rupa and Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And he took shelter in the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami told that you should initiate. So Rupa Goswami initiated this boy Ji Goswami. And he taught him what he has written. What he has written? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwal Hindmani, and all his books, like Vidagdha Madhav, Lalit Madhav, and so many books. That is a Rasa Shastra. So he made so much a scholar in a Rasa Shastra also. And then he was fully master of all these things. Rupa Goswami told him that you should check grammatical mistakes if there are in my books. You should compile and you should read, proofread. And he used to do. And at that time, one day, Vallabhacharya came, that they have told these stories. Really, Rupa Goswami was so much acquainted with Srila Vallabhacharya because he has met once in his own native place, Adailgram, near Prayag. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there with Rupa and Anupam. And there very good discourses took place. So he knew, he used to know. So he told that, are you writing any book? Oh, he told, yes, I am writing. What book you are writing? Then he told, that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Oh, very good. May I see? Then he told her, you can see. Then he took the book and he was seeing, and he saw that as slok, Bhakti Mukti Spriya. And that he explained. Really, Mukti is not which, but the Spriya, the desire to have. This is like which. Vallabhacharya had not understood this thing. But Ji Goswami, being a little boy of 16 years, and he taught Vallabhacharya, and then Vallabhacharya was so much
influenced by him.
Impressed. And then he went to Srila Rupa Goswami and told, oh, your disciple is so learned. But he thought that he has defended him. He told that you should be tolerant. Why? He is a Brahmin, learned, and he is also Vaishnava. And he is with me. And you cannot tolerate even that he is telling that I will correct. So for the Rupa Goswami it is correct. But for Jiva Goswami it was not correct. Because anyone was defending his, was correcting his Gurudev. But Rupa Goswami was not a Vaishnava like this. He was the associate of Radha and Krishna, of Vrindavan. He cannot do any mistake. So he argued some points and he defeated Vallabhacharya. It was right. If anyone is cutting our Gurudev anything,
Writing, any teachings,
then we must do like this. But when we are in the position of Rupa Goswami, then we should honor. That you can correct, no harm. For Vaishnava. So, Rupa Goswami, he was not angry from heart, but he showed some anger like this. And he told that to you. Then when Sanatana Goswami heard this, he became so worried. And he went to that place. All the villagers came to Sanatana Goswami and told, oh, a new Baba has come here. Though the age is so young, but always weeping, crying in the love of Krishna. Oh Krishna, oh Radhe, Radhe, doing and weeping day and night. He is more qualified than you also. The villagers began to talk. Then he thought that, oh, he must be Jiva Goswami. Jiva. So he came to Jiva Goswami and saw that he was about to die. He gave up, he had given up taking anything. No bath, nothing. Always weeping for Gurudev. So Sanatana Goswami took him with him and he kept anywhere hidden in Vrindavan. And he came to Srila. Oh, what is our duty to all jivas? Souls. Soul means jiva. Then he told that jiva daya, we should be very kind to jivas, all jivas. Then this jiva is not jivas, jiva. Why you are so much unkind to this jivas? Then he began to weep for Jai Krishna. Then he called Jiva and he gave Jiva in the lap of Rupa Goswami. And Rupa Goswami saying Jiva that he was about to die. So many diseases were there. And he was to die. Then Rupa Goswami embraced him. And he nourished him. He took medicine and he gave medicine. And again he was nourishing him. After some time he became cured. And then Jiva Goswami always serving Rupa Goswami. When Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami left this world, He was the prominent acharya of Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha. This is really Krishna consciousness, which was established by Brahma himself. So, Narad, Vyas, Sukadeva Goswami, all they are acharya of Krishna consciousness. Real Krishna consciousness is there. And after that, Jiva Goswami was the prominent acharya of Krishna consciousness. I saw a book today here. Oh, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj has written this book. I think that no one of his ISKCON has written this, but he has written very clearly that Swamiji has not established Krishna consciousness, but actually, who is the establisher? Srila Brahma. I think that he is also disciple. So Krishna is root of all Guru, Jagat Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. So it is coming from Krishna, so Krishna consciousness. So Swamiji is not an establisher of this, but he is one of the prominent acharya in this line. So we should realize all these things. So Jiva Goswami, after Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, he spread over whole world the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he made so many books so that there should be no contamination, anything in or amalgamate. There should not come any kusiddhant in this. So he has written these 6 sandarbhas and also Sarva Sambhadini. And they have told something about this. Today is about 8. So we can say something tomorrow in morning or evening class. If I am telling so much, then it will be some problem for me. So you should try to know all these things and to follow Jiva Goswami philosophy. He is not different from Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. He is in the line. He has done some Swakiya Bhav explanation for the benefit of his unqualified disciples or followers of those who are not qualified for Rupanuga, Raganuga. That is very good. So we will explain it more tomorrow. Go.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava जय श्री जीव गोस्वामी जय नित्य जीव गोस्वामी प्रभु तिरुभाव तिथि की जय पूजा पालनकारी भक्तवृंद की जय अनुष्ठित वैष्णव वृंद श्री नाम संकीर्तन संकीर्तनकारी भक्तवृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।
कहाँ गया वो कहाँ गया घर वाला
आरती करो
अरे उसको बुलाओ 10:30 AM
there's a journalist coming to...
In morning you should do arti
Okay.
at about 5 or 5 hours.
Yes. Yes.
And after that you should do kirtan.
Right.
And then some Hari Katha.
Yes.
And then 10.
At 10:30 there will be a journalist coming to interview Gurudev, and if it's okay with you, the journalist is quite happy for the devotees to sit and listen to the interview. That's at 10:30 a.m.
You will question some.
Yes.
And then
prasadam.
In evening?
There'll be breakfast after Hari Katha in the morning, and then there'll be midday aarti. There'll be some light prasad around that time provided. The main prasad will be at 4 in the afternoon. And then, of course, after Gurudev speaks, then there's 7 o'clock aarti, and there'll be prasad, some light prasad for the guests.
In evening, no class?
Excuse me, at 6, Srila Gurudev will speak every
I think that it should be begin from 5.
Right.
5 to 6 kirtan.
Yes.
And from 6 to 7 some class.
Okay. So from 5 till 6 there'll be bhajans, kirtan, and 6 till 7 there'll be...
You clear this thing.
Oh.
That every day,
yes,
from 5 to 7,
right,
class.
Yes.
All can come.
Okay.
You can invite all others.
Yes.
जय जय राम श्री गुरु गोविंद गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा बिहारी जी की जय ओम विष्णु पाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सतरूपानुगच्छय भजे श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्य लीला पुष्टम विष्णु पाद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् श्री गोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज की जय नित्य लीला पुष्टम विष्णु पाद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज की जय नित्य लीला पुष्टम विष्णु पाद स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद्